Good afternoon, parents. My name is Mrs. Pogue, and I am your child's Math 7 teacher here at La Paz for the 2020-2021 school year. I teach math. That is my superpower. And when we come back to school in hybrid, I will be in room 14. Here's my back to school night presentation. My classes for Math 7 are Period 3, Orange Team, and Period 6, the Blue Team. The colors are just for fun and to give us some school spirit when we meet together as a team. This is my family. In the middle, I have my oldest daughter, Abigail. I have 3 kids. She's a senior at Mission. My son is in 10th grade. He's a sophomore at Mission. And my youngest, my daughter, Savannah, is a 7th grader here at La Paz. And then that's my husband, Jason. He is the high school ministry pastor at Saddleback Church. And then there's me over there on the far left in the white tank top. This was our family vacation this summer to Sun River, Oregon. So that's my family. A few things about me that I love that the kids and I have been getting to know each other. They also made a slide just like this of telling me their favorite things. I love the color yellow, 7th graders, web leaders, marvels, math, Harry Potter, Star Wars. Love my 7th graders. Iced coffee, the beach. And I've been teaching for 20 years, 17 years here at La Paz. So if you hear your child talking out loud during my math class, that is because every day when we start class, we say the I can and the I understand statement to get us focused on what we're going to learn in math that day. So there are 2 main things for our PowerPoint presentation tonight. And the first thing is, and you can go ahead and repeat after me if you'd like, I can join the class text remind. So I asked students who had cell phones to join the class text remind. But if they don't have a cell phone number, you as the parent can join the text remind. In addition to a weekly parent email update, sometimes I'll text remind out to the students during appropriate hours of some last minute announcements, or don't forget about this assignment, or here's an answer key to something that you need to study. And the students and yourselves can also text me back through the Remind app and therefore not have to know each other's personal cell phone numbers. So to do this, you're going to take your phone and you're going to send a text to 81010, the number 81010. And then in the message part, you're going to do the @ symbol, M7 Pogue, no capitalize, no space. So if you do that, you'll be added to the text remind. It'll ask you for your name, and you can say that you're a parent, or you can have your child do it, and they can mark student. All right, now repeat after me. I understand how Mrs. Pogue's math class works. Here we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so here's the materials that your child needs while they're on class via distance learning. They need their red math textbook that's at home with them. They need their spiral notebook, whether they're on orange team or blue team. And then they need a spiral note, a folder down below in their color. And then some pencils and a red pen and a black pen for doing integers. The whiteboard marker won't be necessary until we come back hybrid, but they should have their own whiteboard marker when we come back to the classroom if they are coming back to the classroom. Growth mindset. So these U-cubed videos that your kids might be talking about that I've been having them do the last couple weeks is all about this idea of that your brain can grow. And sometimes students get kind of stuck in a cage because they think they're not a math person, or maybe someone told them that they weren't very good at math, or they've just had really negative experiences in math. Well, it's my goal this year to set their brains free, dun, 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 that all students can learn math and can be successful in math depending on how hard they try and if they believe in themselves. So this is a picture of me and my colleague, Mrs. Brooks, who also teaches at La Paz. And in the middle, that's Jo Bowler from Stanford University. We got to go meet her, and she wrote the book, Mathematical Mindsets, and those are the videos that we've been watching as a class each week to teach us just very valuable lessons on speed is not important in math, mistakes are okay in math, and believing in ourselves in terms of math. So I hope that your children are enjoying those videos and that they can believe in themselves this year in my math class. Okay, if you've seen these big words before and you don't know what they mean, this is the explanation. Synchronous versus asynchronous. Synchronous means what we do together in class on Zoom. So we're going to do activity, hands-on learning, group work in little breakout rooms. We're going to take quizzes, which most of the time are formative, which just means practice, not for a grade. Sometimes we'll take real tests on quizzes in Zooms together. And we're going to play games, do practice, interactive whiteboards, and more practice with math. So I am here during that time on Zoom to help your children practice math. Now, on their own time, if I let them out early from the Zoom, or if the internet connection is not good and they just need to work on things at home by themselves, okay? So that would be asynchronous. Asynchronous means on their own in their Google Classroom, they're gonna watch lesson videos that are 5 to 10 minutes long. I usually try to keep them from 5 to 7 minutes. They're gonna watch a lesson video. That's like a lecture on how to do the math. And these videos are interactive. It will stop part of the way through the video and ask your child to answer a question, and then it will give them feedback on whether they answered the question correctly or not. They're gonna do practice problems from the textbook, and here's a hint. The answers are in the back of the textbook. And so I tell that to the students because I want them to do a problem, and then I want them to go check the answer in the back to make sure that they're doing it correct. There's an awesome website called iExcel that I'm teaching them how to use that will also give them instant feedback with their practice. And they're going to submit their work via Google Classroom. And then once I grade it, it will go automatically into the gradebook. Speaking of grades, I grade homework, classwork, and projects is only worth 1 point. And that seems like it wouldn't affect the grade that much, but it really affects their work habits. So they're either going to get an outstanding if they've done all their assignments, satisfactory if they've done most of their assignments, and for needs work if they have only done some assignments, and then a U, unsatisfactory, if they haven't done any of their assignments. So I totally accept late work. And even though an assignment might be due on a Tuesday or a Thursday, the student always has until Sunday to submit everything. I do all of my grading on Mondays. So if you're looking in the gradebook midweek, they might have turned it in, but I just haven't graded it yet and put it in the gradebook. So always check grades on Monday, and then sometimes I've updated them by Friday. Okay, so the tests or the performance tasks are 100% weighted of the child's grade. Don't freak out. I am helping them prove mastery. We're going to do lots of formative, which are practice tests, and the student, even after a test, can retake a section that they have failed or not done as well as they wanted to on. Okay, so think of it as a football game, because I do love the game of football. We're going to do lots of drills and practice. Drills, practice. That's all those 1 point homeworks that don't seem like they affect their grade, but they're getting them ready for the big game. And then the scrimmage would be like a practice test on quizzes or a practice test in the textbook. And that's not worth the grade, but it's just getting them ready. And then it's game time. And by the time they get to the test, they should have all their knowledge ready to prove their mastery. And then if they mess up in a section, then they can retake it the following week. Now, the grade scale that I use is a standards-based grading scale. If they get a 4.0, which is a perfect 100%, they have exceeded the standard. The band that you want your child to be in is 3.0 to 3.5, which is 90 to 95%, meets the standard. Some of the students, their first time around, will get 2.0 to 2.5. That's like a 70 to 80%. That's approaching the standard. They've almost got it. And then an incomplete or not enough effort, or maybe they were absent or didn't do any of their homework or their practice drills. And then that would be a 1.0 to a 1.5, 60 to 65%. Tests and assessments are 100 points in the gradebook. They're all the same. All the tests and assessments are weighted the same at 100 points. And then the homework is only 1 point of completion so that you can see in the gradebook as the parent if they've been working on their practice. Here's the percents that I just talked about and how it applies. If your student is missing something, then there'll be like an orange-red box in the gradebook, and that actually gives them 0%. So that takes them down way low if they're missing something. And within the same unit, I will always accept late work and missing work. So the student just needs to show me effort by sending an email or by coming into tutorial. But then they also need to show patience, because if I've already graded something on Monday, it might not show up in the gradebook until the next Monday. Okay, just a little math here for you. Math, the only place where people buy 64 watermelons, and no one wonders why. In my class, we are really going to try to teach things conceptually. Real life application. What does this mean? How can we use it in life? We're going to be problem solving and modeling how to solve the problem, and we're going to be reasoning with each other. through these things called CERs, claim, evidence, and reasoning. And that means the student is going to justify or like argue, almost like a lawyer, of why. Why is your answer correct and how do you know? The students are going to whine a little bit, but they have to show me their thinking. They have to show me their steps when they're writing out their problems so that I can see what's going on in their brain to either commend them for their hard thinking or to try to fix mistakes as they go along. Remember, mistakes are totally okay because that means our brain grows from the mistake and we learn from the mistake. Another joke that you might have experienced in algebra class. Just a darn minute. Yesterday you said x equals 2. If students are behind or they just need help and they're not understanding things through the video tutorials, they can come and see me during tutorial. And tutorial is every day of the week, Tuesday through Friday. We don't have tutorial on Mondays, so just Tuesday through Friday from 2:45 to 2 p.m. And there's a Google sign-up sheet in their Google Classroom that they can sign up for. And they can sign up for their friends or anyone from any period to come in and get help. And parents are always welcome in the tutorials if they would like to come in as well. Our 3 R's here at La Paz are respect, responsibility, and readiness. And so in class, in person and hybrid, or on Zoom, these are the 3 things that I expect of every student. And we'll talk about that on the next slide. But if anything is not up to par with this and I've had to give your students several warnings, I will totally let you know with an email. So here's our Zoom expectations for while we're on distance learning. The video and the audio needs to be working on whatever device your student's using, and the school will provide a Chromebook if you're having trouble with your own personal laptops or computers at home. If your student signs in with the At My Saddleback, the first and last name should show up as the child's first and last name. We don't use any virtual backgrounds just because it's really distracting when they're in there with a virtual background to the other students. But here's the thing, sometimes when they're toggling between different screens, the Zoom will go to a black screen with the student's name. And a lot of the students will put in images in the back. The purpose of those is to put in an image of your face, but some of the kids will put in like SpongeBob or an animal or a flower or something like that. So I'm telling all the students that they need to put in an image of their face so that if they can't show their video one day, I will be totally understanding with that. But that means that their face is showing on the screen and then they're reacting with me with their audio or with their reactions down at the bottom. They're only going to use the class comments for educational help. Or if they're asking me a question or if they're asking another student a question and another student can answer them, it all needs to be related to math and the topic. So no room for jokes or any other comments that are distracting while we're on Zoom. Also, another big way to show respect is to not interrupt anyone who's already talking. You can use the reactions. Zoom has a panel down at the bottom with the reactions button, and you can give a thumbs up, you can raise your hand, or you can clap for someone if you agree with what they're saying. If you don't understand anything, you can put a thumbs down, and Mrs. Pogue and the other speaker will be looking for those so that we can answer you so that you don't have to interrupt anyone who's speaking. All right, now last slide is your progression from 7th grade to 8th grade. Some parents are interested in where is my child going. So a couple years ago when they came out with the Common Core State Standards, these are new rigorous Math 7 and Math 8 grade classes. And this is on pace for graduating high school with the right math class to go to a university or a college. So Math 7, as long as they pass my class, they will go to Math 8 their 8th grade year. If you have any questions about this PowerPoint presentation or Mrs. Pogue's math class at all, please reach out to me via email, and I will try to get back to you within the 24 hours to answer all of your questions. I think I missed the slide with my email, so let me go check. Yep, it's right. I missed that. So hold on just a second and let me get that for you. I think we have it in. I'm so sorry. I'm going to find this for you in just a second. Okay, I'm so sorry, parents. I found it. In 9th grade, that means your child will go to Algebra 1. And or if they were not too successful in Math 7 this year, they have a help class at the high school level, which means at 9th grade, they'll go to Algebra 1 with Essentials, which is kind of like a tutorial period that will help them pass the Algebra 1 class. So here's that last slide that I was looking for. Here's my email, poguer@svusd.org. And I just want to let you know that you can check the La Paz School website and the Aries Family Portal, where you can check your students' grades every week. And you can also check Google Classroom with your student. Google Classroom doesn't allow parents to go in with their own login, but you can log in with your child, which I believe is the best way anyways. Have them show you your classes. When they show you their math class, right on that front home streams page will be a little box, and it will say, woohoo, you know, no missing assignments or no upcoming assignments, or it will say, uh-oh, watch out, you have this due by Sunday at 5 p.m. So remember, the final due date for everything throughout the week is Sunday at 5 p.m. And then it should say, woohoo, you're done with homework. And then on every Monday morning, or if we have Monday off, Tuesday morning, we'll upload with a new set of assignments for the week. So it was so nice to meet you. I hope to meet you maybe in person sometime at the end of the school year, maybe if we can have open house. But other than that, I've been having so much fun with your children in period 3 and period 6. I've been having a blast teaching them math, and I'm really privileged and honored to be their math teacher this year. Thanks. See you guys later. Bye.